Next tonight, a look at one of the most profitable ventures in the new Russia, the stolen car trade. Correspondent Ian Williams of Independent Television News reports from Moscow.
From the Lenin Hills, the highest point in Moscow, the city below is lost in a grim winter fog. The hills themselves are dominated by the vast Stalinist building of Moscow University, in the shadow of which street salesmen huddle in the sub-zero temperatures, their rickety tables overflowing with souvenirs, winter hats and old communist kitsch. Even in the bitter cold, tourists and Muscovites alike come here to browse or look down on the hazy city below. Among them on this winter morning, from Poland, is Krzysztof RUTKOWSKI and his colleague Karol Belka. They are not tourists. They're private investigators in pursuit of one of Europe's most effective international criminal networks. The pursuit has led to the mafia putting a $100,000 price on Krzysztof's head, and his visit to Moscow marks the end of a trail that began 5 months earlier in Warsaw. The Polish capital has changed enormously since the collapse of communism, acquiring the trappings of a Western city, fast cars, fashionable shops, but also crime. It's become a base for criminal gangs from across East Europe and the former Soviet Union, who trade in stolen cars worth millions of dollars a year. Car theft is Krzysztof RUTKOWSKI's business too. He recovers stolen cars for a living, a dangerous living. His clients include insurance companies, car hire firms, and rich individuals who pay him a generous fee. Today, he's heading for the border with the former Soviet Union, after receiving a tip-off that cars stolen in Germany are to be shifted east.
Zwycięstwo jest pasacik ładnie zakamuflowany, zastawiony.
Near the border, RUTKOWSKI finds a partially concealed black Passat that will fetch several $1,000s in Russia. He confirms it is stolen, and only then are the police called in. Though much of his work is semi-legal, he operates with the tacit approval and cooperation of the Polish authorities and Interpol. His information is often better than theirs.
We sometimes come across the most unusual methods of smuggling stolen cars. Once, I found a car hidden under a heap of potatoes.
As RUTKOWSKI was celebrating another success, a group of somber elite police officers were meeting in the Polish capital. Among them, top mafia hunters from across Europe and the republics of the former Soviet Union, together for the first time. They're meeting a recognition that the gangs they are fighting are now cooperating across borders far more effectively than the police. They heard of the extreme brutality of the new Russian gangs, and the focus inevitably fell on Moscow's top mafia hunter.
The criminals certainly establish contacts quicker than the police. The police are only just catching up with them. Such contacts obviously exist, as is evident from drugs, arms, stolen cars, and counterfeit money seized across Europe. I know that in Germany more than 120,000 cars are stolen every year. More than 80,000 are stolen in Sweden. A lot of expensive cars are being stolen in other European countries too.
At the border, cars frequently queue for up to 3 days to cross into the former Soviet Union. Most are shuttle traders, Russians who have come to buy or sell all manner of goods in Poland. This is RUTKOWSKI's stalking ground. His team checking engine and chassis numbers against a computer database of stolen cars. A database more comprehensive than anything the Polish police have. This car is clean, but sometimes he finds several stolen cars in one operation, and from this he has constructed a picture of how the trade works.
Rola Rosjan głównie ogranicza się do roli odbiorców.
The Russians buy the cars. I haven't come across any Russians who steal them without the help of intermediaries.
Brali udział w kradzieży. Ja na tej granicy, 300 metrów stąd, Zatrzymałem
Right on this border, 300 meters from here, we stopped one gang.
zorganizowanej grupy
A
przestępczej.
German was the courier driving the car.
Kuriera, którym był
A
obywatel
Russian
niemiecki.
was waiting to receive it
Rosjanina,
and
który
drive it
odbierał
further
samochód
east,
w tym miejscu,
while a
który
Pole
przewozł go dalej,
was providing
Polaka,
protection for
który
them
konwojował
through Poland.
samochód przez Polskę.
RUTKOWSKI believes the Russians order their cars by make and colour. Half are stolen, the others paid for by partners in the West, driven east and then declared stolen to defraud the insurance company. They are far more difficult to trace. It is estimated that every week more than 1,000 stolen cars are being taken across the Polish border and into the former Soviet Union. The Polish police say they are powerless to stop it. They say they have neither the resources or the technology. RUTKOWSKI has both. And one step ahead of the police, as usual, he's taking his fight across the border and onto the streets of Moscow. Luxury cars are now the ultimate Russian status symbol. 2 years ago, just about the only Western cars in Moscow were driven by diplomats. Today, the country has become the biggest market in the world for luxury foreign cars, selling for thousands of dollars. They are sought after by the new Russian businessmen, as well as by criminal gangs, whose casual and routine brutality has become an everyday feature of Russian life. A man lies dead, gunned down outside a central Moscow hotel because of an unpaid debt. His killing was captured on the hotel's security cameras. The victim is standing in a group near the top left-hand corner of the screen. Faced with such violence, the authorities have proved almost powerless. Special Interior Ministry troops have led the battle, here raiding a restaurant in the center of the city, frequented by prominent gangs. Outside their cars, the symbols of gangland authority, all proved to be stolen, a rare police success. RUTKOWSKI was promised official cooperation from the Moscow militia, but they abruptly backtracked after he arrived in the city. So he made his own arrangements with one police unit. The second car he stopped was an Audi, being driven into Moscow down the main road from Poland. The lock had been forced, the engine number tampered with. He suspects it is stolen, but there is nothing he can do. The driver says he collected the car at the border and seems unconcerned about its origin. He advised RUTKOWSKI that stopping cars in this manner in Moscow could be dangerous for him. For Krzysztof RUTKOWSKI, a brief visit to Moscow has confirmed his worst fears. But without official cooperation, there is nothing he can do about it. He prepares to return to Warsaw, vindicated but frustrated.
Że głównym problemem policji rosyjskiej jest sprawa
The main problem for the Russian police is lack of information. They need more information, and I could supply that information to them.
Jakie ja posiadam.
And the Russia he leaves behind continues to be a magnet for stolen cars, a haven for those gangs who run the business, and the driving force behind car crime throughout East and West Europe.